Come on in. Good morning and welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name is Katie O'Neill, and okay, I gotta admit, I'm really excited about today's video. You can always find me on TTTRV or at RV's Inside Out on YouTube. My number is 303-562-8659. This is a live video. I'm coming to you on Wednesday. I was actually camping in pretty much this exact same RV on Monday, so Mark filled in for me and I am filling in for Mark. But as usual, I love to start my RV videos from the inside out, so Jody, please take her on back. And it's funny, when I came back into town, I had to figure out which RV I wanted to make a video on, and I was like, God, I am just so gobsmacked by how fantastic my camping experience was out in Palisade, that I just really want to do a video on this coach, because this is what I own. This is a 2024 Newmar Superstar 4065. And of course I have a 4065 from 2022. But everything I love about this RV is in this RV and more. So to be honest with you, I would totally gladly trade up into this. It's a fantastic coach. It's a mid-bath model with bunk beds, a huge 72 by 80 queen size RV king size bed. This bed is plenty of room for Jason and I. It has a ton of storage underneath. We use it all the time. Some crazy great upgrades with this though is it has these two 11-inch inserts for the Euro booth, so we could have even had more dining seating around our booth. So this is a Euro booth model with theater seats. The storage on either side, I've got to tell you, I had my best friend in from San Diego and my 21-year-old son both using bunks. It's so cool to have the extra place to keep things. Like when they get there, you can take like their duffel bags or whatever they unpack into their little closet spaces and store them underneath or underneath the bed. Tons and tons of room. I just have to tell you, like, one of my favorite things about this coach is the fact that this is one of the very last opportunities you're gonna have to get this Ventana level interior. So this great solid maple wood interior on a Superstar. Moving forward, you're going to have a Grand Star interior starting in 2026 as opposed to this Ventana level interior, so definitely a high step up. And on top of it, you get to have the price point that we had back in, this is a 2024, so really great deal available on this product with a much higher level of equipment. So as you can see, we got two 110 outlets up here above the headboard. You've got all of the storage space up top. I mean, honestly, we actually keep our sleeping bags for the bunks in there. We didn't use them this time because we had adults as opposed to kids. But we have the whole thing chock full of extra sleeping bags. And then, of course, you can keep all sorts of other things up there, like if you want to keep like flashlights and things like that when you're going down the road. And then, of course, you pull them out when you're camping. So easy access, of course. And then our nightstands down below, it was super handy. I reached down, I was like, I wonder if I left that water bottle in there last time. I did, dumped out the water, rinsed it out, and had my phone cord, everything already sitting there waiting for me when I got to camp. Another great feature of this coach, of course, is this full-length wardrobe closet here in the back. I gotta tell you, like, this is so incredible for me to be able to show you because I use this coach and I just absolutely love it. So Jason gets the left side, I get the right side, and CJ and Tish share the closet up front in the middle, and they both got a drawer. But you know, things like having like the safe built in, and then we have shoe boxes that we put all along the bottom, and then down here in the drawers for everything from bathing suits to underwear to socks to boxers. I mean, just all of this extra drawer storage allows me to be so much more organized. And we honestly have so much drawer storage that we can share. Now up here, if you want to keep some pillows or extra bedding, you could do that. You can keep totes in here. Any of the larger items that you've got to carry, these are huge storage containers above this closet. And also, people always ask me, you know, do I use the washer and dryer? Absolutely. So Tish and CJ took off a day early at the end of our camping trip. I washed all of their towels, folded them up, and then at the end of our trip on our way home, I washed Jason and my towel, all the stuff that we had left over from the kitchen and everything else. And I was able to have all my laundry done so I could literally like get my clothes out of the back, unpack the refrigerator, and park it in the barn until we go camping again in September. where we'll be going to the Newmar Cruise and Airs rally in Creede, Colorado. So super fun to be able to do that. I might sneak out for a little bit of a camping trip in between, maybe 4th of July. But, you know, just nice to be able to bring everything in, pack it up, have all the towels, all the linens done. And then, you know, for those of you who haven't seen how this storage can work, you know, I keep some Tide Pods down here in a little container, some dryer sheets, but most of our extra sheets and bedding I keep in here. And then these big drawer pockets that you have here. So I would recommend I give whoever's company, like your guest, one of the drawers, and then Jason and I each get 2. It's a good way to give them a place to kind of be able to unpack their bags so you don't have suitcases hanging out. But as you can see, all of this storage up here is so useful for, I mean, we have stuff like twine. I know it sounds crazy, but having like little things like a little hammer, some twine, an extra tool kit, you just have all the room to have all of this stuff in the coach, so you're not having to go down and dig it out from underneath. And then another benefit that we use all the time are these Carefree awnings outside. So this coach has the Carefree awning 3-pack. So that's the one in the bedroom, of course. Every night we would open up our little window like this, and then I take a big box fan. Well, there we go. I take a big box fan and I put it right here, so I'm blowing that fresh air in here. It was such, I mean, and Palisades is it's not a cool place, you know, it's a pretty warm place, but it cools off at night. So it's really great to be able to take advantage of that nice cool air coming in. There's not a lot of pine trees or anything like that, so you're not getting that forest smell, but just that nice fresh air coming through your coach. But one of the things that this coach has that I don't have is this coach has in-floor heating. So not only are you getting this great Ventana level interior, but you're also catching, you know, the first year that you could actually get in-floor heating in the coach, and you're catching these KIB switches. Now I know it sounds crazy, but one of the reasons I really like these KIB switches is because, like, there's your courtesy light. So if I wanted to just turn that on at night, I can do that there. Another reason that this is so handy is these KIB switches, you can dim them, you can control them right here from underneath the headboard, right? So I can turn all of my lights off right here, but I don't have any kind of LCD panel or anything that I have to worry about failing. They're just switches on and off. But tied into this coach, as of 2023, when Newmar went through and put everything on a Wi-Fi system that you could actually, you know, use your phone to control, you get the benefit of not only having the KIB switches, but you also get this nice 10-inch monitor here in the center. And I have to tell you, this would have been really handy. So you have all your all lights on switches, all your lights off switches. You can pair this to your phone. You can control your HVAC here. You can turn on your Oasis system. As you can see, the Oasis system, let's just talk about that briefly. That's a dual loop system, and it is a hydronic heater. So that hydronic heater has an 8-gallon reservoir inside of it, and it's got element 1, element 2, and then the burner system. 1 and 2 are going to be running off of electricity. So if you're plugged into 30 amp or 50 amp, you can run that system without having the burner go on. But if you're boondocking, you can just run your burner without actually having to be plugged into any system off of your diesel tanks. The other thing I'll tell you is the water while we were camping, everyone was like, God, you know, this is like such a nice shower. Because it's hot. You're not like dealing with like lukewarm water. So that Oasis system gives you really nice hot water. And every single time I got in, I always had to turn it down a little bit because it was too hot, which is saying a lot because I really like my water hot. So really love this Oasis system. But as you can see, it's super easy to control. Everything's right here in the center panel. And then there's your floor heat. If you want to run the front and rear zones from the center of the coach, you could do that here. So maybe you get up in the morning, you know it's going to be time to make coffee soon, it's a little cold outside. Turn your front heaters on before you get out of bed, leave the rear ones off to keep that room nice and cold. Also nice, you can tell when your generator is running. You can see this is going to have the 8 AGM batteries in it, as opposed to the new system where you could have the lithium ion. But as I mentioned earlier, I do a lot of camping in our RV. I've never really needed an upgraded battery system. And another thing I should mention is that when we were camping, as I mentioned, Palisades gets hot. This coach all day long, sitting in the sun. We come home after the festival. We stayed at a place called Base Camp, and then we also had premium camping. At Base Camp, we kept the RV there so that we could kind of get out of the park atmosphere, out of the drum circles at night and come home. And man, we get out of the camp at night and we come in and this coach would be nice and cool and comfortable for everyone to go to sleep in. So these air conditioners, the two 15,000 BTU ACs that you have with heat pumps are more than adequate to keep this coach nice and cool, even in a hot environment. So I get asked that quite a lot as well. But as you can see, fresh gray and black tank settings. All of this is full from being winterized. We would of course de-winterize this coach for you if you decided to pick it up, because right now it's June in the Colorado Rockies and there's no need to have your coach winterized anymore. But okay, another great feature of this coach, I gotta tell you, nice big shower, plenty of room. I really like the wand system, so I use this wand system. You can move this up and down, so you can have it higher and lower, and then you can change the angle of it. But a lot of times when I'm getting ready in the morning, I'll sit down here and take a shower and have it, I'm shaving my legs, brushing my teeth, whatever I do brush my teeth in the shower. Okay, go ahead, comment down below, tell me how weird I am. I think there's like a 50-50 mix in the world. But anyway, when I'm getting ready in the morning, I do like to just sit here and have this down on me, or you've got this nice big rain shower head. So if you are rinsing your hair like me, I've got long hair, getting that soap out, it's super cool to have the double option, or I've got something that I can keep pointed at me, or if I'm standing up and taking a shower, as you can see, plenty of room, nice natural light coming in. The fantastic fan, of course, keeps it, well, it's a great thing to have if you are, oh, look at that. Okay. So here's your medicine cabinet. We use the top shelf for guests, and then this is my shelf and this is Jason's shelf. I keep my hair dryer in here, but right here you'll see we have the Newmar is equipped with Starlink. So this one has Starlink already in it, but like I was saying earlier, the fantastic fan isn't just great for, you know, keeping odors out, if you will, but it's also great for pulling air through the center of the coach, so you've got fresh air. So if you wanted to, because this coach has in essence basically 4 rooms, you can close this area or leave it open, and then you can close this area or leave it open. So if you want to have it nice and, you know, quiet up here, someone's having coffee in the morning, but you want to have a little fresh air, again, running that fan, you can close this and run that fantastic fan, because there's actually windows out here in the bunk model as well. So you've got 2 center windows. And it's funny, when my kiddo moves in, he literally like posts up, all of his stuff is in the hanging net. He's got his cord in here. He's got everything plugged in. He's got his books out. It was so cute to see him. He's 21 years old now, so we've done this for quite a few years. We bought this coach about 3 years ago. He made his bed, got his sheet tucked in, picked out his favorite pillows, and then he helped me make my best friend's bed. So Tish was down here. And for people who don't understand, like, this is like a lot of room. This is totally comfortable for an adult. My son is 21, my best friend is 50. We both, you know, love getting outdoors and doing stuff together. This is the second time we've gone camping. You know, my son always calls top bunk. Of course, when you're a little older, you're not looking forward to going up and down a ladder, so bottom bunk is fine, but lots and lots of room. And then everybody gets their own drawer here. So this is a plenty of space to keep, you know, if you have things like your laptop or an iPad, you could keep those in here. You can also keep your t-shirts, your shorts, all that stuff. And then of course you've got that one big drawer in the back as well. And then on top of it, there's also this hanging space. So the kiddos, when they move in, use the hanging bar for their jackets. Each one of them gets a drawer here. So extra room here. And then I have them stack their shoes here on these back tables. So really, really efficient use of space for actually having company with you. Now our coach has the queen bed here in the front. This one has theater seats. I will say, unless we have 6 people, we probably don't put the bed out very often because of the fact that usually I have onesie twosies. If Max and Liz are camping with us, they use the bunks for storage and they use the bed to sleep in at night. But this is a great setup because it's really comfortable not to have to make the bed before you're making breakfast and getting everyone going in the morning. Now in the kitchen, like I said, I just got back. I was so jazzed to be able to talk to everybody about the things that we did. We made biscuits. We made tater tots. We use the microwave quite a bit. We got some amazing Bavarian pretzels at this great little restaurant. Use the oven to heat them up, and then after the Bavarian pretzel was heated up, use the microwave to heat the cheese, the beer cheese that they came with. So super handy in terms of a convection and microwave oven. And then all the storage, just to give you an idea, like we have one that's full of all of the things that you need to make, you know, spices, Laurie's, Tabasco. Then we have another one that's like our coffee drawer that has all of the filters, all of the coffee. So, I mean, this is really plenty of pantry space. I do encourage you to have, we use XOXO containers that are airtight because mice can smell bread products and crackers, and they will tend to try to break into your coach if you have stuff that smells really yummy inside of it, especially when you're stored up. So I would encourage you to use containers for that. The Container Store has all sorts of fantastic options. And then up here we actually keep an outdoor toaster oven that can cook an entire pizza, and we also keep a big bin that has all of our bread products in it. So bagels, hot dog buns, you know, hamburger buns, all of those things are in a bin up above our refrigerator. That way we can store them, keep again that scent from having the mice try to break into the coach. But we use the toaster oven outside, and then we use the true induction cooktop all of the time. So for making eggs, making bacon, making breakfast, making French toast, this comes outside with us. And the reason that is, it's just nice to be able to eat outside, but more importantly, if it's a little breezy, because this induction cooktop is actually magnetic and there's no open flame, it heats to the same temperature. If you set it to 360 degrees, it's just measuring up to 360, and that's when it stops convecting, if you will, or inducting, I guess. So there's no fluctuation in the temperature on this cooktop. And it's also, you know, again, if people haven't heard me say this before, you could put a paper towel down on top of this and boil a pot of water at about 1/3 of the time as it would take at altitude to use an open flame. But on top of this, when it's gusty or breezy, it's magnetized to the cooktop. It doesn't have an effect of having a wind or a breeze and bringing that temperature down. So much more effective, consistent heat for you while you're out cooking, while you're camping. So like I said, we use it inside and outside quite a lot, and it's so easy to take in and out. It just doesn't matter. Now I will admit to you, I have never cut anything on my cutting boards. What I have in our coach is I have a big silverware thing just like this, and then I have another, I don't know, I have my Ziploc bags, my tin foil, and then on top of it I have cutting boards that actually fit right into this space, and all of my like tongs and like spatulas and stuff are over here, and also I have my oh, that's a bigger drawer than I have. I'm a little jealous of this coach, you guys, I gotta tell you. But I have all my bottle openers, all my extra towels and such. But you know, just tons and tons of room in here. And I've been using this coach now for 3 years, and granted, you get a little more room when you have a Class A. Oh my God, is this stuff? There we go. Oh, that was a little tight, guys. Don't worry, your scrubby is not going to deploy while you're camping. But no, so after using this for as long as we have, I gotta tell you, like, there's nothing like owning a Newmar. This darn thing is so tough. We've taken it, we go off-roading, like up in Granby, we have taken it to Tin Cup. We go all over the place. I ran over like a 3-foot tall curb the other day, ran it over so good that the refrigerator door popped open and all the eggs fell out. So I would make sure you got that lock nice and secure. But no, seriously, like, this coach is just bullets, and it's been so fun to camp in. So for those of you who are looking for the type of rig that you can just take out and go wherever for a long, long time, I mean, this is just so solid. This maple is so beautiful. This is exactly the color combination that I have, by the way, except for the fact that the Bolton exterior has blue mixed into it. Mine's a solid white, like a Blanco, if you will, but I have the same gray. I have the same floor. I don't have heated floors, and I don't have that nice Wi-Fi system in this coach, but I still have all the KIB switches. I mean, it's pretty much a twin to what I own. And I was so excited to make a video about it. I think that there's like 5 videos. I did a comparison on this a while back. This coach has been here for a while, you guys. You want a great opportunity to save some cash and get an amazing deal on a fantastic coach. This is the one. And it's not only is it a great deal because of the price, it's a great deal because of what you can get on this coach that you can no longer get on a Superstar with that 8.9 liter ISL. Now the theater seats, I'll talk about this a little bit. Like I said, I have a couch. If I bought this coach, I would probably take these out as much as I love them, because I like having the extra sleeping service for sleeping surface for Max and Liz, and they do go camping with us a lot. And there's some people that you could put on an air mattress, and Liz is not one of those people. She's not going to be on the air mattress. I'd probably have to be on the air mattress, and then she would get the king size bed in the rear. So if you decided that you wanted to change out the furniture, and this is what I wanted to cover, going from a couch to theater seats is a little more difficult because there's no wiring in place, if you will, for the theater seats. And as you can see, they're powered. There's like a little USB charging port there. So they need electricity. The couch doesn't. So if you wanted to get a tri-fold sofa installed in this, let me know. Super simple, not expensive, something we could definitely take care of for you. The nice thing about the theater seats, though, as I mentioned earlier, where we keep our sleeping bags, we would 100% keep all of our sleeping bags in here if we had this coach. Right now, we have the ottomans, and we keep our little blankets for when we're snuggling on the couch in the ottomans. You could do that as well. Nice cup holders. In 2026, they put like a surface on this so that you could put a thing of salsa or chips without worrying about it rocking or tipping over. That's definitely a win. But I'll tell you what, for the differences that you have between a 24 and a 26, this is 100% the way I would go again. Because of the fact that I love my KIB switches. Now, in terms of the TV lift, we have not put our TV up now official for 2 years. So we're not a big TV inside fan. We are usually outside, and we have just been so blessed with great weather that we haven't needed this beautiful 50-inch flat screen. If we want to watch anything, you know, and usually we're listening to music outside on the sound bar. But if we wanted to watch anything, we would do it when it was raining inside the coach. This is an amazing flat screen TV. It has the Bose soundbar up top. It has, so you've got surround sound. It's got really nice apps on it. So if you wanted to use it to do, for instance, I do my Peloton workouts while we're camping. If you're a friend of mine on Facebook at Katie RV O'Neill, then you'll see that my son and I were doing we were doing core workouts, and I forgot my weights, so we were actually using bottles of pre-made margaritas. Probably shouldn't say that on my video, but that's what we were doing. He's 21. I bought him his first beer. It was really crazy. I was a little bit sad. But anyway, so great feature here. You can put Hulu on here, Netflix, everything you want. But this has the Everest system on it. So there's 2 different levels of Wi-Fi that you can add. The Everest system is just a little bit higher bandwidth. It's got a little bit longer distance, and it's got 2 slots for your SIM cards. So we run a Cradle Point, which is pretty much a very similar system to this coach. The Cradle Point that we run has 2 slots. We run an AT&T and a Verizon card out of that. Right now we're just running the Verizon. We don't have the AT&T turned on. But it's nice because it's cellular. And then paired with this, you also have your tripod system. So this is designed where you could actually run a Starlink out of the bottom if you wanted to run Starlink outside from underneath a tree, or you could run the roof-mounted Starlink system. So this has got pretty much, if you want to work from the road, which I don't recommend, you could absolutely get a lot of stuff done on this. But you're definitely going to be able to download all of your, Instagram photos, email your family, talk about your adventures with them in this coach. It's got all the connectivity. And then on top of it, so when I bought my coach, if you got the couch, you didn't get to have the extendable dinette. So we don't have this. And I'll tell you, this is a totally nice feature. We do sit at the table. We tend to eat when it's just the 2 of us together inside because it's a little bit crowded. This would give you the ability of having, 4 or 5 people around the table very easily, and that's what those leaves are for in the back. And then on our coach, we keep all of our plates and dishes down here underneath. So we keep our plates and bowls on this side, and then we keep our napkins and placemats on that side. That way if someone's setting the table, they can do that while you're cooking dinner, so you're not going to be underfoot. I'm going to go ahead and put this TV lift down. One thing I want to point out is a little bit of a concern would be like how these blue things are glowing at night. If you had someone sleeping up here, you can actually just turn that all the way down until it's off. So these KIB switches are pretty handy in that you can turn them all the way down, all the way up. And then they also have, now that you have that built-in 10-inch screen in the center, you can dim the lights, or you have a high-low feature here where you could actually just turn everything down a little bit. So if it's late at night and you want to have a little bit less light, you can turn that down, which is cool. Up here we have board games. Some of them have, we keep pots and pans in this one. As you can see, one of the main manufacturer changes that they made in this overhead storage, which I think is really cool, is they've removed the walls. So I have like little compartments. This is so handy to be able to have all of this storage up and top. But this is a great amount of space in this coach. And honestly, you know, when you move into a house, one of the things you think about is, where am I going to put everything? You won't be able to fill up this entire coach. Well, I shouldn't put that challenge out there because I know that there's some women in the world who might be able to. But I'll tell you, you're going to have a lot of things in this coach if you can fill up all of these cubbies, because there is space everywhere in this coach to store things, and it's good, usable space. Again, the Container Store, if you just give them your driver's license, a lot of times they'll just let you walk outside and try things on in different compartments so you can make sure everything fits. But a lot of storage, very, very handy to use. And then again, one of the things I really like about these KIB switches is they're just kind of everywhere. So if you want to turn things on and off, you can turn them all on and off right here where you're sitting. You don't have to, you know, move around. So very nice that you could turn everything on and off right here without having to get up and go move to that center panel or have your phone with you. Okay, so as you can see out here, it's not hot in here, huh, Jody? It's not. Oh, he's giving me a kind of a side face. Jody does not like it hot. It's kind of funny. He doesn't like it cold either. So it has to be just right. He's nodding, yeah. But we have the window awning in the dining room deployed here, as well as our big Nova awnings outside. It's nice, and there's no breeze today. It's going to be probably in the high 70s to 80s. It's going to be in the 90s to 100 this weekend here in Colorado. But the lack of heat coming in is due to the fact that we have these awnings deployed. But it's so nice that if you can't have your big awnings out, you can still have these Carefree awnings deployed. So again, let's just cover some of this stuff. I don't know where I put my clipboard down somewhere. I know this coach so well, you guys. I know a lot of Newmar so well, to be honest with you. I kind of live and breathe this stuff. I really enjoy what I do for a living. I'm so blessed that my team is also so supportive of me. I'm going to be in Creed on Transwest Dime again in September. I just got back from Fort Collins. They let me go camping, with my family for this Palisades Festival, with my colleague Carlene, who works down at the Grand Junction store for Transwest. But this coach has heated floors. It has the washer and dryer. It has the upgraded awning package. It has the 3-window awning coverage. It has the Bermuda glazed maple, which is one of my very favorites. It's the matte finish, just lovely. It has the Seguro interior, which is the grays. It has theater seats. It has the extendable booth dinette, heated floors. It has the safe. I mean, this thing is, it's got chrome baggage door locks. It's got a flagpole bracket. It's got the outdoor refrigerator, like the little one that you can keep your beers in or keep your popsicles in. I mean, it literally has like all of the options. Central vac, which is super important to me. But yeah, I really am a little bit jealous of the in-floor heating, because of course when you have your heat pumps, they're making that noise. You can hear a little bit of the hydronic heat when you're using, your Oasis system. But you can't hear the floors, and so very quiet heat for the coach for those of you that want to be able to get out during the winter time. I mean, this is definitely an all-season coach. And so capacity wise, 150 gallons of fresh water, hello. 60-gallon gray water tank, 40-gallon black water tank, 100-gallon fuel capacity. One of the reasons I was making this video is I was trying to send information on this coach to somebody else, and I had everyone else's video, and I was like, I don't want to send anyone else's video. No one knows a 4065 better than me, and just speaking from experience, having been around a lot of RVs, this thing is just absolutely rocking. Whether you've got friends with you, or you're just using the bunks for storage, or maybe you've got big dogs that need a place to sleep. I mean, there's so many reasons to buy a bunk model Super C, and it's not because you always have people. You might not ever have people. You want to go to Alaska? Go to Costco, buy all your stuff, put them in totes, store it in the center, and hit the road. Don't worry about whether or not you have to buy something. And because this coach has got all of these different Wi-Fi capacities, you don't have to worry about your cell phone coverage either. You've got connectivity to your family. Now, another reason to buy this coach, which I can testify to, is the big black rainbow. So one of the things that's super nice about this RV is this is on the S2 RV 106 Plus chassis. So this is different than mine. This is another thing I'm mildly jealous about. I really do like the integrated steering wheel controls that you get with this. I've got to tell you, we don't listen to a lot of radio when we're in the coach. But one of the things that we've run into is we actually would love to have this ability to use this upgraded system for the integration into our steering wheel controls. One of the reasons I don't use my radio as much is because I'm over here fiddling around, where here I could just fast forward onto my next track in the playlist right in front of me. So I do like that. Another nice benefit of this is the stock control here. Jody, here, I'm gonna pop underneath you. Is that okay? There we go. All right, so the stock control, whoop, felt that. So you've got your Detroit system, your Detroit assurance package has got lane tracking, but let me go ahead and get this started up. So your engine brake is here. So you got your engine brake on the stock, and then you've got drive, neutral, and reverse right here on the stock as well. So this is a really nice feature, and you can still manually switch, but you can see you've got your rear view camera, which pops on automatically when you put it into reverse. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can leave it out there for a second. So there's your reverse, but when you're in, you can also hit your 360 button, and you've got 360 degrees of visibility all around you. So you can see behind me, but you can see like the drainage gutter, the crack in the sidewalk. I mean, everything is right there. And then on top of it, you also have, when you turn your signal on, it'll switch to the left camera or the right camera, right? So you've got this lane tracking package. One thing I would definitely encourage you to consider is having them install a dedicated rear view monitor. But the way that the nav system works right now, in my opinion, I use this all the time. It's really easy to use, but you do really want to put your navigational directions in advance of getting on the road. And then I keep, you'll laugh, I keep my phone right here with Google Maps running on it as well. So if there's traffic, I can look up and see what's going on. This is telling me if I'm too big or too heavy for wherever I'm going. Well, my Google Maps, this does come with 3 years of complimentary traffic, but Google Maps really just seems to have the traffic down to a science. Now, as you can see here in my menu, radio, media center, Bluetooth, HDMI, so I actually could have a port here that I could plug in. Auxiliary is this little guy down here. And then I've got also my camera control, so if I want to turn this on while I'm driving and just have the dedicated view from behind me, I can do that. So you can see there's different types of view, like that's the horizon view, which is giving you a wider view. There's a hitch view here, so if you wanted to be able to put your vehicle on the back of your coach, you could do that very easily. Again, this has just been a fantastic RV for us. Now down here you'll see all of this stuff is kind of squished over to the left, so you don't have to have it spread out as more. It's a little bit closer to the driver. But things that I really like, being able to start my generator right here on the dash. My climate control, air conditioning works great. I've got these nice little vents that are here and here. In 2023, we went to automatic headlights, which is huge. You don't have to worry about turning them on and off. And then over here, of course, you've got your turn signals and your windshield washers. Your cruise control is set right up here, and then you can answer and hang up your phone again right there on the steering wheel. Mirror control, left and right mirrors with heated mirrors so that you don't have to worry about them icing up. I don't know if you can see this from where I'm sitting, but there is an antenna right there already set up if you wanted to put in a Cobra a CB system. Your air horn is pretty substantial, and then my horn is this little tiny circle right here. This one has where you can use the whole thing. So I do think that the M2 106 Plus chassis has improved the quality of the coach. I would say anything newer in 2022, 2023, 2024 Superstar, just a great buy. Nice rig. Really enjoy it. This little guy here, of course, is to hang your curtain on, which snaps into place all around here. I would use a Mylar-based windshield cover. We have one by Heat Shield that we put in, and then we put our curtain up. It keeps all of the heat out, but this is a big place for heat. And then speaking of heat, super crazy amount of light comes in from this beautiful skylight up in the front. I absolutely love the eyeball of this when we're camping. If there's vistas out in front of us, it's so nice to have it. But I like the fact that I can also put it down when we get to wherever we're going, because again, you're just trying to keep the coach warm on a hot day. This is the curtain right here. And these cubbies, again, if you haven't watched any of my videos, you haven't heard me say this before, but if I have a kid with me and I'm finding, whether it be, iPod or AirPods or a charging cable or a random phone, I just put them, everyone's got their own little cubby, right? So, in ours, this one, we have all of our baseball hats in it. In this one, we have like all of the, driving things like, your registration, your insurance, the tire pressure gauge, all that stuff is up here. And then, like I said, there's all of this cubby space. So if you've got friends, everyone can have their own little space. Now, this big black rainbow going down the road, I live in Colorado. If anyone wants to challenge me on whether or not their roads are worse, I'm up for the challenge. I mean, I don't know if any place has got bumpier roads than coming out of Eisenhower, but this air cab is super nice. I put my air ride seat all the way up. My feet do not touch the floor. I put my feet on the dash. This dash is a little more sloped, so I don't know if I would have to get like a footstool or something. But I love the view. I love the feel of it. Jason and I, neither one of us is tall enough to touch the accelerator and the brakes well enough with the seat elevated while we're driving. We split up the driving 50-50. This coach is super easy to drive. It's got a 345-inch wheelbase, folks. It is not nimble. If you're looking for a nimble coach, call me about a 3825 Mountaineer. That is super nimble. This is not a nimble coach. But this coach is, cruise control up the hill, engine brake down the hill, eats the Rocky Mountain, asphalt up like a vacuum cleaner, 1,150 foot-pounds of torque, a 20,000-pound towing capacity, 360 horsepower, 8.9 liter ISL Cummins engine with an Allison transmission on stock control on the M2 106 Plus chassis. This coach is badass. Now, another nice feature of this coach, which I think is underrated, is right here. So, we don't use the step cover often, but if you have pets, or maybe you've got a little kid that's hanging out with you, this is like definitely something you need to be a little nervous about. You don't have to worry about that when you've got a built-in step cover. If you buy a Renegade and you go to the higher ends, they'll have ones that are made for you by Renegade, but you're still having to haul them out. And I get a lot of people like, what is this? And I'm like, that's the step cover. I like the fact that the step cover is built in here. All of your controls are super easy to see up here. As you can see, we also have the Winegard Razor antenna. I think I forgot to mention that in terms of options. Our HWH hydraulic leveling system controls not only your leveling jacks, but it also controls your 3-step step, which is right outside the store. Now, when I show this to you, don't fall in love with this unless you buy this coach, because in 2026, the Superstar doesn't have this step anymore. The step is nice. It's super low to the ground. It's easy to get in and out of. Another great feature of this coach, though, is traveling space. So, by the way, if you talk to Bill Habercorn, he'll tell you not to run both of your slides at the same time. I'm naughty. I do it all the time in mine. I did it in this one. It's got enough juice right now. It's running the generator. It's an 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. I don't think I said that yet either. And maybe I didn't tell you it's Seguro interior with the Bolton graphics on the outside. But yeah, one of the things I really like about this coach is, so for instance, when we're going up and over the Rocky Mountains, you'll usually drive for a few hours and pull over and have lunch. And I can make lunch. I have access to my entire kitchen. I can get to my bathroom. I have access to everything here. And then I sit down at my dining room table. We eat lunch. We hit the road. We never even need to put our slides out. On that note, I do need to put my slide out when I'm changing my laundry over. So if that's something that would bother you, then we'll have to buy a different model, because that's the thing I have to do. But like, for instance, when we were driving up and over the pass this past weekend, and I was doing the residual laundry from Jason and I, all I did is pop over. I took out the full wall slide, switched the laundry, pulled it back in, hit the road again. And I mean, like I said, it's just so nice to be able to get to your destination and your laundry's done. You're not like having to like bring everything in, unload the coach, wash all the stuff, bring it back out. Just do it on your way home, sister. Like, why put all the fuss in when you get home? When you get home, put all the cold stuff in the refrigerator and sit down and have a beer, because you just had a long ass drive. But no, so I don't know. I'm super excited to be able to bring this to you, because you can't do this anymore. This 2024 Newmar Superstar 4065 is really kind of like one of the last iterations of what I think is one of the best coaches on the market. Oh shoot, did I put my awnings in, Jody? Oh, maybe it went in because I was putting my slides in. Let's see if I can get them to go back out. So you guys know I have a hard time having awnings out in this coach, because we get a lot of wind here in Colorado, and these do have a bounce sensor, so they are kind of sensitive. Here's that Bolton exterior. This is, if you're gonna have a painted coach, it does not get much prettier than this. This is a beautiful paint job. As I mentioned earlier, you do have your flagpole bracket right here. You have your side cameras right here. This is a dual fill saddle tank, so 250-gallon tanks that are connected to each other. If you fill up one at a time, you should probably get out a lawn chair and read a book, because it's going to take a while. Just do dual fill. Pull into a diesel gas station and get that done. 6-gallon def tank, so not a lot of def. Not a big deal. Especially, it's super easy to find gas stations that have def. I would recommend not buying box def. It does go bad. I'd go ahead and get it at a gas station. And then one of the things that Freightliner does that I think people don't talk about, first of all, they have this 3-piece bumper. So it's a breakaway bumper, so if you have an issue, you could actually replace just this one piece. But you can also see all of this easy access to your windshield washer fluid. All of your fluids are right here. You can change your air filters right here. You can see that beautiful 8.9 liter Cummins married to this Freightliner chassis. This is a spring leaf suspension in the front. For those of you who are, I've heard some people say you can get an air suspension on this coach. It's not how it comes standard. There is a really cool company. My clients use them out of Arizona to increase your turning radius. They can increase the wheel cut of this coach, so you've got a little bit better turning radius. But again, if you're looking for a nimble coach, this isn't it. If you want something that's going to eat the freeway when you're tracking across the country, this is it. And then over here, just so you can see, you've got your jump points for your chassis batteries. And again, just super easy, like your water separators right there. Very, very easy to service engine for those of you who want to do your own oil changes. That is not me. I don't care. We have a chassis shop here, folks. There's only 3 companies in North America that carry not only RV house for Newmar, but also chassis at the same time. We are one of those companies, and we actually, this is a semi-truck company before it's actually an RV shop. We have 43 locations, and out of those 43, only 3 are actually RV shops. So We started off as a semi-truck company. We do horse trailers. We do some really cool graphics. Really, Transwest does a lot of stuff. And we also supply the Super C chassis to Newmar for this product. So we're very much integrated into what's new, what's upcoming, because we're helping to supply it. So this little guy here has an air pump. You know, it's kind of funny, over the years, what this does has changed a myriad of times. In fact, when I bought mine, I think we thought it was to run the air seats while you're driving. It's actually to run the air ride seats while you're not driving. It's a separate pump so that you can air up those seats and turn them around in the cab. We don't ever do that. We just keep stuff on the front seats facing forward, like my purse and random crap that we're probably not going to use while we're camping. So in here you can see this is the little hook that we use to put the Carefree awnings up and down. They're really easy to do. Just slide it here into this little lever. Now, of course, if you want to have power awnings, you can get those on the Supreme Air. The Supreme Air now comes, Jody, you want to pop around? Just show them right there. It's between the London Air and the Newmar Grand Star that we have here in stock. So that guy right there, that is the new P4 Cascadia chassis, and that is the new Supreme Air. That Supreme Air is what you have to buy now to get this Ventana interior. So just saying, like, this is a nice coach. Again, love my steps, pretty into them. Love my doorbell, I use this a lot. Love my key code. My best friend and kiddo took off a little early in advance of us. Tish had to catch an airplane. She was on her way to Mexico like on Tuesday, so yesterday. So they left on Sunday afternoon and they got to the coach and they're like, how do we get in? Just use the key code, get in there, get your stuff, hit the road. So really nice to have that. As I mentioned earlier, you have an outside refrigerator. So this little CFX is great. You know, if you had a slide, it would be able to slide all the way out past the slide. There is no slide here, so this is just a little more convenience, I guess. But there is plenty of room for some Prosecco and probably a good, you know, 6-pack of Negro Modelo, whatever you feel like having for the afternoon. And then as you can see, we've got these nice LED lights underneath in these bays. So very tall storage, outdoor outlets. And then I've got the TV out. Again, we use this more to watch like music videos or just to listen to the sound bar. But as you can see, there's just a little magnetic mount. You pop this in, it just sucks right into place. Your freshwater drain is here. And then this little tube here is because you have these drainage points that come down through the coach that actually drain the water off of the deck down underneath the coach without creating unsightly water lines down the outside. So we like that. There's also 2 USB ports here and a 110. Of course, if you were to have a 2026, you'd also get a USB type A and C, so you only get A's on the 2024, but with the money you're gonna save, you could go buy an adapter. You probably live. All right, so this paint job is continued onto the exterior side of this coach. Again, this Bolton paint job is sexy. It has the extra security lights up top. It has docking lights over here. It has your big Alcoa high polish aluminum wheels. It also has the optional slide tray. And the central vac, as I mentioned, is not only on the inside with a kick plate, but you also have it on the outside so you can vacuum off your dog or your kid. Really like that aspect of it. Again, more outlets back here. And one of the things that's really nice about being able to show you the Superstar is that this back compartment here is a great place to show off the Star Foundation. So what's raising this up off of that chassis rail is this steel member right here. And it's also very cool because if I do this and pull this little cord, we use this all the time. Great storage, you know, you got top shelf, all of your high-end booze, all of your mixers, plenty of room here for snacks and party trays, or you can use it for tire shine, you know, extension cords, all of those things. Hydronic fluid, which you need to make sure, if you mention that you watched this video, I will include a gallon of hydronic fluid. Hydronic fluid is not easy to get delivered to you by Amazon in the middle of a forest, so make sure you have it with you. But one of those gigantic tables that you get from Costco fits in here. We actually have our paddleboard paddles in there right now. This again is a 20,000 pound tow hitch. It comes with a downsizer from a 3-inch to a 2-inch, and then it comes with a reversible ball. So you've got, you know, a lot of what you need here. If you are going to flat tow, you will need to add an air line and a ping tank to this coach. If you don't, you will not be able to flat tow. The other thing this does not come standard with that you would have to add if you have one. So true story, we bought our coach, it came in and we were about, I mean, my boyfriend was about to hit the road. So he picked it up next day. He's driving out to Alabama, does not have a trailer brake installed. So my friend Brian Moritz actually helped us to install a trailer brake like on a Saturday right before he hit the road. So big props to Brian Moritz, our sales manager. He is the man. Back here I've got a nice little buddy plug, so if you are pulling a trailer and you need a little extra plug, you could use it to charge all sorts of other things, maybe some electric bikes. But that pass-through storage is almost unheard of on this coach, or in this segment on a Super C. So having pass-through storage for things like your fishing poles, you know, all that kind of stuff, maybe some brooms and mops. This is a place where you keep your hose. It's right next to your water bay. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that bad boy off, so we're not next to, you can see your exhaust is right down there, so that's kind of noisy. But one of the things I just wanted to point out, super easy to use, outdoor shower, water hoses on a power reel. You can replace this cover if you like with one that's clear. They're doing that now. Again, with the money that you save, you can buy a few power cord adapters and a clear housing for your whole house water filter. Sewage rinse is right here, and then as you can see, your black and gray tank valves illuminate when they're open, so super easy to see there. But just a really nice water bay overall. And because your sewage hose is mounted to be outside of this compartment, you can very easily take this and then keep everything else in the storage area to the right. And I know I mentioned earlier that we had an 8 kilowatt quiet diesel generator. It really is quiet on the inside. It's a little noisy when you're sitting next to the exhaust. It's right here, so you can turn it on and off from outside of the coach. But please make sure you know, this can actually blow a fuse. There's a breaker on this. If you're running your generator but getting no power, you probably need to come out here and flip the breaker. So just a heads up. There's that outside Carefree awning in the back. Here is the one here in the front. Again, just giving you that nice sun protection. Are these lead acid? Deep cycle, probably lead acid batteries. Okay, so there's still lead acid. I don't know, I have lead acid batteries in mine. You guys, just so you know, like, lithium. I do not have a second inverter. I run my generator driving down the road a lot, as I told you. I'm doing laundry and stuff like that. The second inverter and the lithium ion batteries only run your air conditioner. I am typically doing all of my laundry on that 6 to 8 hour drive that we're taking anyway, so I don't really care about starting my generator to run my AC. But I have had these batteries, and I'm pretty sure I haven't done anything to like service them other than going in for my annual service, and I've never had to replace them. But even if I did, they're really inexpensive. Like, they're way less than like $20,000 or $30,000. So I don't know if I'd buy that package. I know a lot of people love lithium. There are definitely reasons to get it, but I don't know if I would let it stand between me and an RV. Your hydraulic pump is right here next to your Oasis dual loop Chinook. I always love to point out, it says loop 1, loop 2. Why do you have 2 loops coming out of your reservoir? They have less distance to travel, so therefore they're staying hotter longer before they get back into that little reservoir and heating up, so they're able to heat your coach more efficiently. It's just more efficient heat. And then up here, we have your power cord on a power reel, your surge protector, cable inlet, your inverter. Like I said, everything is super easy to access. The air line to air up your brakes or your tires is in here with your, again, dual fill saddle tanks. And then if you haven't seen it, really easy to get into, nice handles up here, here, and then right here you have your air ride seat, heated seats, pneumatic lumbar, and then adjustable steering columns, no longer step release. You do have swivel seats, nice diagnostic port here. When they went to this M2 106 Plus chassis, they just made it a lot easier to be able to configure and work on, and just giving you a shorter time in service, easier time diagnosing issues. Again, you know, Freightliner is a fantastic offering. The Superstar is absolutely a choice that I made a few years back that I would never take back. I love my coach. Over here you can see I've got a client who's unloading their Subaru into their new Echo. We sell a lot of stuff here. Those are my clients. They delivered this morning. They're getting unpacked. Marlon just did their orientation. They're going to stay here overnight even though they only live an hour away. If you're looking to buy a Newmar, if you're looking to buy a Super C, a Class A Winnebago C, a Prevost, call me. Let me know how I can help you. I make these videos. This is my livelihood. My number is 303-562-8659. Even if you're just shopping, you won't be wasting my time. Let me help you get on the road and camping.